I think it just said it was like 49 cents for like 15 gigs or something.
I'll just upgrade to like
127,000
no a TB.
terabyte.
I'll just get a terabyte. It's not worth it not having it for the business. So yay! Feel it on both?
No.
Just TikTok?
Yeah, it's been taking forever.
Yes, it has been. Good morning, TikTok world. You know what? Last night,
Morning, Stephanie.
I worked until like 7 o'clock out here, putting meat away, and I was live on Patreon, so that way if anything happened to me with the ghosts out here, that they would be able to help me. I like if you hear me scream.
Do you have a description of the spectral spirit?
If I call 911 from my place, it's not going to call 911 in Anacortes. And well, that's a good point, but they can transfer the call. Now are you live on Zoom? All right, so good morning, everybody. 2 things because I have a phone call at 10:15. First of all, I have to say just thank you to everyone who has contributed towards helping us through this really difficult time. I know that there is a specific group that has been out to get our organization for quite some time and have been posting false information. We don't tend to respond to it very often because it's just the same narrative of defending ourselves from an organization that are a group within the community that is just being malicious. And I just don't want to participate anymore. We are live almost every single day. We show you around our compound, we show you the things the animals eat, we show you the enclosures the animals are in, and you are very welcome to make your own opinion of who we are and what we do. I'm just very grateful. We probably have raised about $21,000 thus far in just a couple of days. Now our operation does cost $50,000 a month to run, and that's kind of bare bones. I can kind of get it down to 48, and that's, that's if we have like a really good meat run. Last night, as I was live on Patreon, I went to Walmart to pick up, and I went live on Patreon to do my meat pickup. We do special kind of behind the scenes stuff on that platform. And we were so blessed last night. The blessings have been pretty overwhelming. I went in there and I got probably at least 2,000 pounds of meat. Excuse me, but I actually only got about 1,000 pounds of usable, which is still beyond grateful for that. And a lot of good meat last night too, like the big prime rib, bone in, bone out. Just really, really good meat. So that was very encouraging to be having these blessings and to be having this support roll in. I do want to kind of address a few of the things that are being in the narrative of somebody who is just completely false and off base. It's one main person that tends to try to slam us on Anacortes community or on rants, raves, and complaints of Anacortes. Now let me tell you what, and if you are on this page, I apologize if you take offense to this, but get off that page. Your community needs support. They need help. They need encouragement. They do not need to be brought down. Everybody has a bad day. I understand that sometimes we walk in and there's customer service that we're just like, duh! I've been there. Trust me, I've been on the phone for 5 hours with AT&T. I understand the frustration and the complaints of what's happening. But what I've learned and what I've been humbled by throughout this entire experience of litigation is that, first of all, everyone's entitled to having a bad day. The other part is everyone is learning. And we don't know what's going on in people's life. We don't know if people came into work and one of their loved ones just got diagnosed with cancer and they just can't keep it together. We don't know. And instead we get angry and we feel entitled and we start yelling at each other, and it's just so unfortunate because we should be saying, I'm sorry, are you having a bad day? Like, are you okay? And that's the one thing that I've been learning through this whole process of just like really humbling myself and learning to be kinder, and understanding that. It doesn't mean that you don't get frustrated, but it does mean that there is a moment where you need to step back. And so these rants, rave, and complaint pages that just completely bring down the community, that have actually put businesses out of business, like the Greek Island Cafe, all because of a disagreement of someone breastfeeding in public. It really is discouraging how we attack people and how we feel that we know the correct information, but yet we've never been out to the facility, we've never experienced it, or we've never even reached out to the people who are involved in the business to ask them specifically what's going on, and then receive maybe no comment from them or a cover-up. I was reading through some stuff that was being said last night, and I'm very overwhelmed by the encouraging comments and the kindness and the compassion with people. But there's this one person on there, and I will remain to leave her nameless because she has just kind of tried to be the squeaky wheel, and I have to just let her be that. I just have to let her squeak, and if she chooses to oil up her wheel, that's fine. If she doesn't, she doesn't. She says that no one out at our facility has degrees of any kind. That is completely false. And nor does it really matter, to be quite honest. To be a wildlife sanctuary, you're not required to have any degrees. And a lot of facilities that are wildlife sanctuaries don't have any degrees at all. You're fortunate if you are able to get somebody who does. But I do have somebody who has their BS in zoology, and she has her master's certificate in animal behavior, or animal, what is it? Yeah, there's a special term for it. You remember? Animal care management, animal management. And then she's working on completing her master's in another subject right now. So we do have that, but we also have a combined experience of 36 years out here. Between my 25 years of working with exotic animals and Jeremy's 6 and Holly's 6, we have a combined effort of working with exotic animals. And there are amazing people in this world that have no degrees that do really great things. And I'm not putting down degrees at all. I was actually on my way to get my BA in nonprofit management, and then I was going to be getting my master's in it also. And so I was going to appreciate education. Why are you laughing?
Your laundry's been in the dryer for 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You muted Dan, apparently.
What's that?
You accidentally muted Dan, apparently.
I did last night. I'm so sorry. I tried to undo it. It said it was undone, and then I realized that you didn't speak for almost the rest of the day, and I was like, oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that.
Adriana wants to know if symbolic adoptions or Patreon is a better move. And a lot of don't respond to the haters and need spreading a lot of support.
Appreciate that. But I do want to clarify some things that are being said. Because she's like, refer to the court documents, refer to the hearing, refer to the hearing. I was maliciously attacked at that hearing. And anyone who was actually there at it and reached out and said, I cannot believe how incredibly rude and obnoxious opposing counsel was to you. And my response to them was, it's okay, it's just his job. That was my response. And we have been very transparent here, very transparent, to the point where transparency actually may get us in more trouble than not. And that's how we want to run the sanctuary. We want to let you guys know when animals pass away. We want to let you know when animals have to be put down. That is the hard part of doing sanctuary. It just is. And we want you to be involved. We want to share our tears with you. We want to, let you know and let you have that bond and that relationship with the animals, even if it is virtually. We're very grateful for that. But again, just so I know I'm watched by some of these people who completely are out of line. I really feel bad that you feel it's necessary to be so malicious when you have never been out to an organization, nor have you ever seen, witnessed, or been here in the last 3.5 years of what we've done to try to make this organization as great as we possibly can. Can I make up for Dave's sins? No, but I sure am trying. I'm trying. Okay, I lost a relationship with my dad because of the disagreement of how his and I's look on husbandry was completely different. His look and my outlook on diets were two separate things. When he said, well, we don't have to feed them fresh fruits and vegetables every day, let's get more animals, and my response was, if you're sacrificing their diet, then you shouldn't have them. That is the kind of person I am. That is the kind of person my staff is. And so we work really hard to take care of what we have and take care of it really, really well. Thank you to the sanctuaries who have reached out to me to ask to say, placement, but then when you tell them the situation of like why animals would have to be euthanized, they go, we understand. Because we as people have really big hearts, but us in sanctuaries also have big hearts, but we also have the realism of what it truly takes to transport an animal. And if you have an 18-year-old cougar that's pre-diabetic and has kidney failure or is an early onset kidney failure and is dealing with arthritis and is coming close to the end of its life anyway, and we're not going to put that animal through a complete, Chloe, stop, through a complete change of environment and put that stress on that animal, because that is going to be harmful to that animal. And it's just, we have to play all those out and we have to make those decisions. And for those who say, how dare you euthanize the animals, how selfish are you? I'm letting you know that is the least selfish thing that I could do. The selfish thing that I could do is transfer them to sanctuaries when they won't physically make it and put them through a very hard time where they actually may die in transport and put them through that hell. That's mean. That's inconsiderate. That is selfish. So, with that, that is the reason why the hard decision of euthanizing some of the animals would have to take place. I'm sorry, I can't today. Come on. Oh, thank you. But thank you to all of those who supported us. Thank you to all of those who have allowed us to have a few breaths of fresh air for the next couple of weeks at least, for getting our propane tank filled and not feeling like, oh my gosh, that is a bag of food, or like several bags of food. And we're really, really grateful to that. We are going to keep on going forward. We are asking anybody who works in practices law in Washington or internationally and has a firm in Washington. I'm not asking necessarily for a pro bono lawyer. I know that you guys do a lot of work and I have a lot of respect for my attorneys. I know that some attorneys have a bad name or because they're attorneys, but I'm very grateful for the ones that I've worked with. They've been very kind and very generous, and they have done a lot of work for the organization, and we wouldn't still be here without them. So I'm very grateful to them. But we are looking to see if we can find some help on that side and, to help us, fight the abusive process that's being done. It's just not fair for these animals. And, we've been here 21 years. We've been on this property for 21 years. So the animals deserve to stay here. And the permit isn't for the animals to stay here, though. That's what people have to understand. The permit is literally just to allow us to do our main source of income so that we can continue providing for these animals, which are sanctuaries, normal main source of income. Organizations that are GFAS accredited still have people come through and do tours and see the animals that are there. There are organizations that do wolves that allow photos to be taken of the wolves. They actually have photo opportunities, and they're also GFAS accredited. It is really dumb, and they also breed their animals for conservation efforts and are also GFAS accredited. So the double standard is pretty extreme. When I asked GFAS to come out here to do accreditation, they literally wrote me back and said, we don't support you. End of discussion. They don't know me, they've never met me, nothing. They just immediately shut me down and did not even give me the opportunity. That is a really poorly ran organization. I try to not formulate an opinion on another organization without physically witnessing or seeing or discussing things with the owner or with, because there's always a double-sided story. So PETA released something that we had a USDA report that said that we had a teachable moment from the USDA. This was back in Dave time, where we didn't have bedding proper, or we needed to add proper bedding for the wolves. So if you wanted to hear the explanation on that story, rather than just reading a USDA report, mind you, it was fixed before she even left for the day, which it also states in the USDA report, but that's left out. What happened was we were separating wolves so that they weren't going to have puppies for the year. And how we did that is we actually divided their enclosure because they have a house in there with a house. And we divided their enclosure so that one wolf had a house this way and the other wolf had a house this way. Well, we had just completed this transformation the day before. Now, you have to provide bedding for dogs or wolf dogs once it hits 32 degrees or below. We offer it all year long, but 32 or below. So because we did not have sawdust on top of the box for that side of the fence yet, because we were creating runners, and we explained this to her, we're making runners to go across the top so that we can add bedding so they don't push it off. She said, oh, okay, well, it still has to be a teachable moment. And that is what happened. She wrote up a teachable moment and that's a teachable moment isn't a bad thing. It is us learning how to be better. And I'm glad that they document it. And I'm glad that they hold organizations responsible for things that they need to have done. If we were doing it wrong repetitively, it would have been a citation, not a teachable moment. And as you can see, it never, ever, ever has shown up on another USDA report since, because it already was standard practice. We were just in the middle of transforming the enclosure so that the wolf dogs were separated so that we didn't have puppies. There's always another side to the story. There's always an explanation. And any of you people who are completely being malicious would like to have an adult conversation on record, if you want to have a recorded Zoom conversation on record, I will gladly meet with you. And I will tell you why I want it on record. It is not to post and try to make you littler. That is not my intentions. It is for when you pick and choose what you want to pick and choose, like you've already done throughout the hearing, and not say the whole story, but just a little bit of the story. I have the proof to show that that's not true. And if you're not willing to do that, and you're not willing to portray things correctly, then I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. So on that note, the overall is thank you, Cairo, for doing our story. Thank you to everyone who has followed, shared, and liked. Thank you for the radio stations, the podcasts, and the other companies that have reached out to me to try to spread awareness. I'm very grateful, and I'm very honored that I have the opportunity to continue to spread the word of what's going on, because it's not right. It's not right. So with that, I have 5 minutes. I'm going to open up these Amazon goodness. I'm going to be getting a call. If I do, we're going to have to end the live pretty quick. But I really just want to come on here and genuinely say thank you. Thank you to everyone for allowing me to take a breath for the first time in a very long time. I am very grateful to all of you, and I'm doing everything I can so that we can self-sustain again, because we have been sustaining for over 25 years. So thank you guys. Let's open Amazon goodness, because right now I'm so busy. I'm not going to be able to do a video for every single one. That was very ambitious of me. I'm going to try to, but we have to pick and choose content, and I have my content developers coming this weekend, which is going to be really exciting. So I'm excited for James and Kat to come up. So
thank you for the TikTok money gun.
Thank you.
Haven't seen one of those in a while.
I know. please make that a reality. So, ooh, guess what? Gary's gonna be happy.
A lot of new names. Do you want to describe what TikTok goodness is, or Amazon goodness?
So Amazon goodness, we have an Amazon wish list that has stuff for our animals or stuff for the organization to allow us to continue doing what we do. And you guys send stuff in, and we open it live, and we say thank you. This one is from somebody that just says enjoy your gift, but it's actually a very exciting thing. We have a very nice pressure washer that we can never afford to replace at this time and moment. When we were open doing our tours, we were able to get it. But this is so that we can winterize it, which I have to pressure wash before you winterize it because everything's pretty green down there now. When in Washington, the moment it starts raining, everything's green, even your rocks. So I gotta go do that before we do this. But thank you for sending that in. That's actually huge. So whoever did that, thank you. This, let's see.
Lisa posted on the Kelly Clarkson website.
What's that?
Lisa posted on the Kelly Clarkson website.
Thank you, Lisa.
She's got a talk show and stuff.
Yeah. I love Kelly Clarkson. This is from Dog and Ball. Joy, love all you guys do.
That's the intention, Linda.
What's that?
Do you think you and your staff are going to be able to save your rescue and all
We're
the
trying.
animals?
We've been around for 20 months without any income, so we've done good thus far.
Just because of you guys.
Just because of you guys, and the reality is it takes an army. So we're trying to build that army, and it really boils down to 3,000 people donating $20 a month for the organization, and we can continue to bring you content and bring you education and be able to rescue more animals and be able to keep you up to date with what's going on.
A lot of new followers. Facebook has like double what we usually have.
Thank you, guys. She sent us in our blankets. Thank you. These are fantastic. We go through blankets a lot in this season. We have a lot of South American animals that have heated boxes, but they like to burrito themselves. So.
That's
This
probably something we wouldn't be able to address on here.
What's that?
If there's someone abusing their wolf hybrid on TikTok, how can I get it rescued? Maybe to you.
Well, okay, so this actually oddly happens quite often. I get these phone calls quite often. I don't know if I have enough time to explain it. Here's the umbrellas that Stephanie got us.
Oh, phone umbrellas.
Yeah. They're phone umbrellas because we go outside a lot.
Okay, I need them tomorrow.
Okay.
It's going to start raining tomorrow.
Here's the deal. Your form of abuse and what's legally considered animal abuse are probably two separate things. That's just the sad reality. All you can do... Stephanie, these are great. All you can do is you can report it to the local animal control, and then they're going to have to investigate it. I can't. I'm a sanctuary. So unless they physically call me and say, hey, I'm abusing my wolf dog and I want to give it to you, and then we go through the animal authority, channels, I can't take it.
Depending on where they're at, they might have to have a USDA license, and that can also be reported to USDA, correct?
No, you have to have a USDA license to show any exotic animal on virtual. Now, period. No
matter what your county is?
No matter where you're at. Federally, you have to have a license to exhibit an animal, even if it's virtually now. They're going to be regulating that pretty hard, they said. Because I asked them, I said, since I'm just doing virtual tours, do I need a USDA license? I want one, no matter what, but do I need one? And she said, absolutely. She said, we are regulating that. So, last one, and then I got to go because I know my phone's going to ring here any minute.
Have you considered asking Amazon or Costco or MSFT for funding?
They donate most of their stuff to cancer and educational programs for kids, like schools, and things like that. Meals for kids, things like that. So they pretty much have their funding dedicated to that kind of stuff. It's more of the private sectors and the smaller grants that we're actually able to get. Says, enjoy your gift from Miss Richardson.
It's another one who hasn't been adopted.
I will get that for you. Look at bird.
Ooh.
And she sent in my hedgehog food. I'm supposed to be getting a couple hedgehogs rescued actually here very soon. So thank you very much for that. I have been in contact with her. She's going to be bringing us some hedgehogs because if the sanctuary were to shut down, the only animals I'm taking in is animals I can actually physically take home with me and make sure that they're not euthanized, which so far we've been able to bring in the ferrets, and we're going to be bringing in a couple of hedgehogs. Those are all things I can care for at my own house, and to ensure that they have the rest of their lives to be able to live happy and healthy. So thank you so much.